podcast. And this is a matchup between IBKarma and Yukikaze. Currently, IBKarma is up 1-0. The current standings is that IBKarma is down 0-2, while Yukikaze is up 1-0. IBKarma is looking to find his first win in the tournament. Yukikaze wants to increase that lead to 2-0. I'm Professor Bender, and joining me is my mentee from this past from last year's mentor tournament, Nira Lightshine. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How about you?
I'm doing good.
I'm definitely looking forward to another race tonight, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah, we are playing with the open hard mode, settings. That was the mode that has been rolled for these two runners. So we have a modified hard pool, and we have blue mail maximum, tempered sword maximum, splits bow and silver arrows, and we are underway. So we did get a map check. I didn't quite catch what it was.
Yeah,
Alright. But time being, as we get those information set out, we have both players are going to do the Uncle Reds, and we did see that Uncle gives out 300 rupees and a piece of heart inside the sanctuary. And our sprite options for tonight is going to be once I get the name of this, I know the name, I just confirm it. Yes. Okay. So this is over on the side of Yukikaze. That is we're playing. They're running with Nira from, I believe, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or Xenoblade Chronicles 1, and IBKarma is going to be running as Kane Highwind from Final Fantasy 4. All right, so both players are now inside Lost Woods. It's 100 rupees picked up for IBKarma and also Yukikaze. Both players are now going to be in sync with each other, checking this thief drop down for 10 bombs.
Ooh, that is a very nice drop.
Yeah. Here's a fun thing I learned recently, and that is, in standard mode specifically, I don't know if this applies to everything else, but those 10 bombs are considered a progression item, and that was brought up during the group reveals that happened this past Saturday for the main tournament. It was actually brought up by Sinak, our wonderful bot overlord.
Really? Okay, interesting. Is it considered progression no matter what seed?
I think it's specifically standard because it's one of the starting bomb. It's one of the starting weapons that you get if you ran with randomized swords. But we'll probably cover that in every time whenever standard boots comes in. But we're playing open hard. We got Nira out of blind suds. So kind of unfortunate because that mirror, well, not really unfortunate, but it's, in my opinion, unfortunate because you could have if that mirror was earlier, that means you could have the blocks and stuff.
Yeah, it's easy to get messed up though with that mirror in the lion's hut, in my opinion, though. Well, there's the first of the 4 swords. Of course, we're only going to be getting 3 of them today, though, at most.
Correct. With the open hard, with the modified item pool that we have, well, there's already 2 swords. What the heck? With the 2 swords that we get, we can only have a maximum of 3 as per the hard item pool settings. Oh, wow, we already have already have Aga in play. What the heck?
Yeah, I was about to say what's next? Lantern and like, of course, that's exactly what it was.
And that's a fun little find there. Number 300 rupees coming out for both players. So yeah, this is so far a fascinating little start. We have Mirror, we have the Aga access care package, and some money to back it up as well.
Yeah, it never hurts to have money this early, that's for sure. Better to have it and never need that much.
Yeah.
That looked like another 50 on the library ledge, though.
Yeah, there's been it's money aplenty in this seed. So yeah, we just get back to the normal like values here, like 20 rupees, 5 rupees, etc. So we'll see what these runners end up doing. They're probably going to be heading to Sapstar next because that is the next thing you would do in a typical opener for like the past randomizer, not just in more specifically in just more normal modes, not like stuff like inverted or stuff like that, where the opening is different for each. But these normal modes, this is your typical opener.
That's Moon Pearl.
Very early Moon Pearl at that. So currently, if we were to go and kill Aga now, that would mean you would only have access to Pod and nothing else.
Yep, but we've got quite a few checks still that we can do with that Moon Pearl, though. That also gives us Waterfall Fairy.
All right, we'll have a mini Moldorm Cave check coming up for both runners here. Yukikaze leading the charge. So far, not a whole lot to note, and just not a whole lot to note of it in period. So, just a random assortment of junk items.
Yep, literally, Kakariko didn't have much except the mirror and 2 swords and the lantern. So it almost they're quickly running out of checks, actually.
Yeah, so far we are running out of checks in the meantime. We don't have access to the mountain. We don't have we have access to the front of escape. We have the eastern area. We've got the deserts and all that. But Ice Rock Cave also yielding nothing.
Well,
so,
they got plenty of arrows this seed for Eastern.
Oh yeah, and that is a lot of. If we had a bow, that would have been fine. So it looks like Yukikaze wanting to go and hit up the front of escape as well, or front of escape here, and looks like IBKarma also is looking to do flipper checks. Using our favorite technique, fake flippers. It's just one of the quintessential glitches that you know of. I mean, heck, even A+ Start tells you how to do it.
Yeah, it's one of the most easy glitches in this game to learn. Literally, like I don't think there is a glitch easier.
Nah, there's quite a lot of simple tricks in the game that just it's just like even like a prodigy can someone like pretty young can figure it out. Anyway, IBKarma gonna look at this this waterfall fairy, coming up with nothing but a sank heart, and that's it.
Yeah, ugh. You don't want to find the sank heart this early.
No, you don't. You tip. I would much prefer it if it was like somewhere within a dungeon. It's like late in the game. But if you have the sank heart now, I mean, it's another heart container at the end of the day. So.
Very true. Also, it was just a piece of heart on the Zora ledge.
Yep. We're getting a Zora check coming up for IBKarma, and it's just another heart container. Nothing of note.
Yeah, but with you not knowing how many hearts you're gonna get, it's better to have these. And 20 rubies in Zelda cells. So did we see Uncle?
We did see Uncle at the very start of the game because both runners did end up taking a look at the Uncle. We did see 300 rupees coming out from the Uncle, and then a piece of heart in the secret chest.
Okay. And I think that means one of the final 3 items has to be the map, then, and the back of escape, then, because we haven't seen the map yet, unless it was in sync.
But we're going to see a back of escape check coming out from Yukikaze. So we did. This is in logic because we did have the lamp very early on in the game, and in fact, it was in Kakariko, and just nothing of notes. Just 22 red rupees, and that's all we wrote here. And it looks like Yukikaze wants to do a little bit of a play here. We're gonna be seeing Yukikaze going for the Aga climb, even though there's Eastern Palace and the desert area that has yet to be checked.
Yeah, for this not to be worth it, they still. What was on Lumberjack?
We didn't see a Lumberjack check, I don't think.
Oh, okay. So there might be something on Lumberjack that we need.
There's a possibility. We don't have boots yet, obviously, but it could. There could be a possibility that Lumberjack has something. But it's in this case, Yukikaze wants to do this because this is going to be a Dark World access. I get why. This is I believe in his mind, Yukikaze wants to go for wants to link up Pod with Eastern. Sure, Eastern Palace is a pendant. That's fine. But with Pod also on the table, that does make the Eastern Palace area, a lot more valuable because you're adding in the Pod items in addition to the Eastern Palace checks.
Yeah, and it'd be our luck that Pod is the green pendant.
Yes, that would make this like this would be a surprise. This would make it like practically a free ped once you have hammer and bow and a way to get up to Death Mountain.
Yeah. Also, yeah, both runners are taking the gamble that Aga 1 is the play.
And this is fine. And because you can link up Pod and Eastern together, there's not a whole lot of checks left to go in the dungeon, or not in the dungeon. There's not a whole lot of checks left to go in the world. So it's just safer to go for the Aga rush to rush Aga, and just attempt to find out Dark World access that way. Sure. Well, at least get your Dark World access that way. Now, sure, you only have Moon Pearl, and that's the only way you have Dark World access. But that still is Dark World access in this context.
Also, I say 4 blue balls.
It's kind of late for that, but because I was just explaining my thought process. But that's fine. If you want to put in numbers, go ahead. We won't really count it.
Wow, Aga 1 is being nice.
Yeah, so far, not a single blue ball yet. Of course, me saying that we could get like 1 or 2 after this, but we still have to. This is forced. We're supposed to get a red ball here because that's how the script works. The next 3 attacks is a 50-50. And there's our first set of blue balls, and that could be the only ones that we see. Yep, there we go. Almost 0, but we won't say no to one blue ball.
We'll most likely get a map check here too, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked like 300 more rubies.
Yeah, I don't think Yukikaze is not going to pick that up because there's plenty of rupees to go around anyway. For our runners, so it's not that big of a deal, and especially considering Yukikaze did not go up to the Zora area because that was a play that IBKarma made, and Yukikaze just wanted to just delegate their time to doing the front of escape. We have our Dark World map check, 5-6 crystals on Meyer and Turtle Rock, and then Green Pen is sitting in Thieves Town.
Yep. That means that pod has nothing.
That will mean that pod is a crystal. We will have to double dip this more likely than not, because the only things that we have available to us is the only thing, like equipment items, inventory items we have is 2 swords, a lamp, a mirror, and a Moon Pearl. And that's it. And this is why I said this was not a bad play at all. We are checking Sash Rala Huts right now to link up with Pod. Nothing in Sash Rala Huts. But this is a good link up for both runners.
Definitely. Reason why I say nothing will be here though is because pod is not a pendant. I imagine though there's got to be something here. It'll probably be either the bow or hammer or a small key in this first chest.
I don't know. It also could just be a map or something. But I think in this case it has to be a key, just on account of we went to the dungeon with practically nothing, so it would have to be a small key in this context. If it was the bow, then sure. Now if it was the hammer, then then you would just be leaving straight out and just be heading down to the Johnny Two Bombs area, the southern Dark World.
Yeah. That looks like we could go deeper into pod with that second small key. Now, if there's nothing here in pod, does he go right into Eastern? I
I think so. because see again, we're linking up two dungeons together. If we find something here, then that might change, but I'm not sure.
Pod being kind of trolly with the items.
There's our first glove.
Well, that gives us mountain, but there's also dark maze right there.
I mean, but we're going to be heading back to the maze anyway. This is pod after all, so we have to go through here. All right, just some
Now,
bombs.
Small keys can't be in this room, right?
I don't know for certain, but there's a bottle here, and we're out of here.
Yep. Glove, bottle.
There's and actually here's something interesting. This turns out it's the one of the rare opportunities that one of the rare times that we actually get a 6 key lock. It is super rare to come for that situation to come up, but we never had any keys in this pod. So this is, I believe, if I'm reading this right, this is a 6 key front of pod.
Wait, we found keys though. What do you mean?
We did find keys, yeah, but the rest of the dungeon, the rest of the front of escape, or the rest of the front of pod has keys. That's what I mean. There could be a mix. At minimum is 4. Or is there another right side? I don't know. I've only heard of a 6 key pod, like 6 key front of pod once, and I've never seen it happen since. But is there like because I know it's a super rare thing for it to happen. But either way, we're going into Eastern Palace for Yukikaze. We did see a bottle come out from him, and we'll be seeing that exact same thing coming out for IBKarma.
No, he won't, because he used that key on the on Harmless Hellway
area.
Oh wait, he's gonna do the hammer jump.
Yeah, you can still do it. It's still hammer jump. You would hammer jump this.
Yeah, he got the big key out of Harmless Hellway, which leads to a piece of heart. So,
so this will lead to. Go ahead. Yeah, no. So this will lead to a bottle, and also bombs. But that is it.
Yep.
So far we haven't seen a whole lot come out of this Eastern Palace. IBKarma now following Yukikaze into escape. Also find out Yukikaze will find out there's nothing there.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get a sick kid check or?
Probably. We will see from Yukikaze. Okay, looks like we're changing plans here, but it looks like Yukikaze wants to go up to the mountain. We'll get a lumberjack check first, but this is fine. I don't see sick kid coming out like right. Of course, I don't think sick kid would come out here. At least in my from. Because we just got glove from the front from pod, and that now means you're leading towards the mountain. The mountain has a Hera on the table.
Yep. Also, it was just 10 arrows on the lumberjack.
Yeah, so that won't be picked up. So as far as our runners are concerned, the only reason why we ended up heading into let me try again. The only reason why the runners went to do Aga was for Dark Access.
Yep, and it's looking more and more likely that we did have to, because unless Agina's cave has something, then Aga 1 was required.
There's only at this point, with the glove coming out of pod, I think it might just be 100% required, like that Aga 1 was necessary. We have not seen these seen it from the runners yet, because by saying that means there had to have been one Dark World piece or another.
Yep. Also, we just found our third sword.
Yep. So that's our maximum of 3 swords on open hard settings. There is another sword that gets placed, but that becomes a green 20.
Yep, and no half magic, which means it's a small magic refill, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the small magic. It's the small magic decanter.
Yep, and there's the big key to Hera, so that's something we don't got to go to the basement for.
Yeah, we may now. It's if the should the dungeon lock an item, that means there is the chance that one of the runners will probably go for it, but more likely than not leave it, because you're going to be spending a lot of time in that tile room.
Yep. You got it. There's the small key. Now we gotta hope it's the map that's in the basement.
So there's our first key, our first item, just a heart piece. So as long as we don't see a map coming out from Moldorm upon getting this pendant, then we are out.
It's Trolldorm. It's gonna have the map.
Well, we'll see. This is going to be a very simple fight for Yukikaze. A slash and a spin is enough to take it out.
Yep, Trolldorm dies.
This is very cheerful music for this fight, but of course the map does come out for Yukikaze, so that means the map is in our second item is in the Hera basement. It looks like Yukikaze is going to go for it. I get it. This there's very little checks you can do currently, so right now you'll just go for it.
Yeah, all they have right now is Sick Kid and Agina in this check in here right now.
Yeah, there has to be a progression item. So far as the sea is concerned, this has been a slow drip feed in progression items.
Well, we're 28 minutes in and we got the third sword already, so our runners are not going to be hurting damage-wise, that's for sure.
No. Our damage is going to be good. We're sitting, we're actually eating pretty good with this, with the damage. Alright, we'll see what this Hera basement's gonna provide for us as our second item, just 20 rupees. So we are done with Hera, and nothing else comes out of it. So it's next up is going to be one of those out of the way checks. It seems like Yukikaze wants to. Okay, gonna go into the Dark Worlds.
Oh yeah, we have catfish we can do too.
Yeah, catfish opens up, but it's there. It's on top of the two currently out of the way checks. That being Sick Kid and Agina's Cave. To answer a question in our chat, now it could still, it's really hard to say with randomizers in general. It could be you could be sitting in a long bottleneck for a good while, and still be ridiculously slow. So it could be fast, but at the same time it also could be really, really slow. There really isn't a like a definitive yes or no to that question. All right.
It's time to see what's on catfish.
Yep. So catfish will bring out a heart piece. So we're gonna be getting away from that. For Yukikaze, this will be a Zora play. He'll know that this is just he'll find out that this will be a heart container. And the desert, the Zora ledge is gonna be a heart piece. So, now we have we go back to the same thing. We've got a bottleneck that's having the two item, one of our items, one of our progressive items is being in a out of the way location. What's especially out of the way is Gina's Cave. And we might be seeing that coming out of Yukikaze, in fact. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a desert play. So we have our first, one of our first major divergences. IBKarma will be taking a look at Sick Kid, while Yukikaze is going to look at this desert play. We'll take a look at the desert ledge. And then look at the item inside Agina's Cave. Sick Kid is going to provide 10 arrows, so Yukikaze is on the right path.
Yep, Agina's Cave was progression.
And that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad just because you have to run out of your way to get this.
Now the question is, what is in here?
That will be our hammer. So one of our dark world pieces was sitting in the light world, but you still had to kill Aga either way to get the dark world access. All right, we're heading over to down to the southern dark world for Yukikaze. This will be a check of Johnny Two Bombs, or as the other people like to call it, Pipe Cave. I'm more partial to the Johnny Two Bombs. Thanks, TJ Maelstrom.
Yep, thanks, TJ.
All right, so what does he have for us? We got a powder, so that's Magic Bat online. We have Bombos. So Magic Bat open, Bombos tablet, Bombos is in play. So Johnny Two Bombs does have something, but we don't know if it actually is, if it's required. IBKarma will be paying a visit to Johnny Two Bombs as well.
Probably is what needed for Ice Palace.
Perhaps. We don't have mitts yet to bring that into as a play, and even then, we don't even have mitts to bring it into logic. Or sorry, gloves to bring it into logic. Flip? Did I say gloves? I meant flippers. I can't think. Mushroom is sitting in Cave 45.
Geez, I think the game wants to do some fetch quests.
The game, yeah, so far we have 2 of our fetch quest items.
I was gonna start laughing uncontrollably if Stumpy had the shovel.
That not only is it vanilla, but it's the third fetch quest. But we will see on Yukikaze's side a check of the shovel game.
Yep, there's 7. Jeez. I think it was 23.
I wasn't keeping track. Yeah, so as far as our MSU options are concerned, I did take a peek into the Restream just to check who is who. Yukikaze is running with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is appropriate considering Yukikaze is playing as Nira, a character from Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles. And IBKarma is playing with the Trails of playing Trails of Cold Steel, or as is known by the full name of it is the Trails in the Sky / Cold Steel Collection. All right, we're gonna be seeing a magic bat check coming out for Yukikaze.
Ironically, one of the few times we have both the mushroom and the powder.
Yeah. With no Samaria to make that work, and that does lead to mitts. We have now broken in the world now. We now have a lot on our plate. And it looks like Yukikaze wants to head up the mountain with those mitts in tow.
You can't really blame Yukikaze for that, because I imagine Karma's going to be headed that way too.
It's with the world being opened up that massive, that big. We'll see what IBKarma wants to do with those mitts. So far, he has chosen not to save quit. So this might be a play for Smith Chain, I'm guessing.
True.
So a little bit of some extra information regarding one of our winners, that being IBKarma. Now, the Kane Highwind sprite is no fluke. IBKarma has experience in the Final Fantasy IV free enterprise community as a runner in that game.
Also, that was the book on the floating island.
We can access that book. We have tablets online, and a pet check also in the cards.
Yeah, we're just a bow away. Since this is tournament hard, that means also bows are progressive, isn't it?
No, the bows are split off. So that means the bow is its own item, and the silver arrows is its own item. basically what that means is that it's going back to a period back from prior to version 31, which that means version 30 was the one that I think it was version 30 or 31. I think it was version 30, but that was what introduced. Version 31 was the one that introduced progressive bows into the mix. Prior to that, up until version 30, the bows were separate.
Also, interrupt you, we just found the Cane of Samaria.
Correct. We did see Cane of Samaria come out from Yukikaze, so... So we could pop our heads into Pod or into Turtle Rock rather, if the Bombos is required for it. Also, Flute was picked up by Yukikaze, as we see IBKarma dipping his toes into Thieves Town. It looks like we also got Burnoff from there, or the Village of Outcasts area.
Yeah. Now, would you be grabbing the book since you know where it is?
Yeah. It's because you have another check on the mountain. That being Ether Tablet. You can link that up with what your existing as your last check.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, because at this point we already have access to Desert Palace. That book would have been used for if the flute hadn't showed up by then. The book would have been our access to Desert Palace. It would have been a higher priority. So it looks like Turtle Rock is going to be Ether, so we won't get into it just yet, unless it's right underneath the doorstep. Now, as far as we're concerned, we don't have bombs, or as far as we know, we don't have boots or a hookshot. So all that Yukikaze wants from here is this book.
Yep, and this book might have what we need.
It might, but it could also just be a red herring, and it's which tends to be the case with the book. But yeah, we'll see what this yields. At the moment, Yukikaze does not have an invulnerability item, so he won't be able to do the he'll be able to do Spy Cave here. So incoming Ether Tablet check going for Yukikaze. It is going to be 20 rupees. And so far, IBKarma has yet to find anything of notes in this Thieves Town, other than, I believe, to be the Burna, unless it was found in Village of Outcasts. I wasn't really paying too much attention to the upfront IBKarma side. Tunnel vision do be like that. But here's IBKarma going to be starting up this blind fight. Now, for those who have not played Link to the Past Random before, or know anything about the speed run, is that if you can, since the fight starts off with blind transforming, the maiden transforming into blind, if you can get into a specific pattern, you will always be able to kill blind in the same way each time. That's the blind script, and the first 3 hits went through, but the second phase, that's where things started to fall apart. But still has managed to get it. But this is for the green pendant.
Yep, and we're getting a look at Mushroom Turn-In, which is just another heart piece.
So even with all the stuff that we can do right now, Still a very, very slow drip feed of items.
Yeah, we're 44 minutes in. We've only got one dungeon beat.
Yeah, but and no crystals to speak of. We only have completed pendant dungeons.
Oh yeah, Steve's Town was done too. Sorry, whoops.
Yes. And that's over the side of IBKarma, with only one pendant left to go for a potential pedestal pull. I need to take a double take on what that was. Just a sec.
It was Bombos.
Okay, that looked to be a Bombos. I couldn't quite make it out just by looking closely, even though I have a big secondary monitor on my side.
Yeah, Yukikaze couldn't make it out either, so he did a bit much closer dive into the water for it.
Yukikaze going to be heading into Desert Palace here. We'll see what this yields. There is a small key sitting on the torch. If this B key shows up, that it is logically boots locked.
Unless these are the boots. They're not. This is boots lock.
So we are forced out of this desert palace. We are now heading to over to the checkerboard cave. IBKarma will be taking a look at this. We take a look at what the Bobber Cave has, and that does not have anything of note either.
If Yukikaze gets a hook shot or, oh, there's the shovel.
Okay. Yep. There's our last fetch quest item.
I was about to say if Yukikaze got the hook shot or the boots, Meyer is completable.
It is completable. However, wait. Yeah, it is completable because we do have a fire source. Never mind.
Yeah, and having 9 hearts, green mail, tempered sword. There's ether in Graveyard Ledge.
So that's now that's something that's interesting because IBKarma has yet to go up the mountain. Oh hey, there's our silver arrows.
Yep. Well, our runner, like Yukikaze, is not going to be having any issues getting silvers today. Also, is Yukikaze doing a pedestal check?
We'll see what this leads to. It's Yukikaze's hovering over the flute, so this might be just a quick swap to book, and it looks like that is the heading to the path of the pedestal. So we will be getting a ped read here. Also on the side, IBKarma did pull off a kern jump to get over to the potion shop. So let's see what this pedestal leads us. And snore. It's boring as heck. Moving along.
Yawn. Well, guys, at least we got the AGA 1 requirement today.
Well, that's what. I mean, come on. You've seen the chat before. They just want don't want AGA 1. They want the whole kid and caboodle.
They should have had you roll the seed then.
As if. Anyway. We are going to be seeing Yukikaze heading into the village of Outcasts. This will lead to the Burna, which is inside Thieves Town. So, after IBKarma picks up the item that's on Catfish, this will be a save and quit because we do have Aga killed, and if we were to save and quit with the mirror in tow in the dark world, we will be placed on the pyramid. So that is an important thing to consider if you have an Agaseed.
Yep. It's easy to remember. Everybody forgets that at least once.
Sometimes it's not, and sometimes it's intentional, because they might be able to do a route of some sort. We will see IBKarma doing the mountain checks now, and this will lead to Samaria.
Yep, Samaria, book, and flute.
We have not seen a Bombos tablet check.
Nope. I imagine though, when we get the purple chest check, that's when we'll get Bombos checked.
Yeah. We have. I do not believe. Did we see IBKarma going into Skullwoods, or did we not?
Yes. I think it was a piece of heart and 20 rubies for the 2 items, and ether. Okay, we know what both medallions are.
Yeah, we knew this earlier from Yukikaze. We knew that was ether, because he was the first one to head up the Dark Death Mountain. Now, but it's IBKarma that is the first one to have it available and be able to open it up.
Okay, I missed that. Both our runners are doing checks. The other has already done too.
Yeah. So we'll take a little bit of time to just kind of weigh our options here. As it stands right now, we do still have Smith Chain opened up, and another runner has done those. I believe that's the only thing of note.
Green pendant.
Green pendant, yes. But this is more on the side of, it's more on the on IBKarma to do the check. Now, we did not see Yukikaze enter Thieves Town. As such, we did not see the burner come out.
Yeah, it must have been in one of the first 4 checks of Thieves Town.
It was. It was in the first 4 checks of Thieves. Yukikaze will go ahead and get the flute here from this from the graveyard ledge.
You mean ether?
Did I say ether?
No, you said flute.
You know what I meant anyway. I mean, you just corrected me.
Okay, Yukikaze is going to ice.
This is fine. We have mitts to do it. And this is one of the dungeons that you don't need the mitts are the mitts. The flippers are a thing that you can hold, a thing that you can. Well, the flippers are logically required for ice, but you can break it.
Oh yeah, it's easy to get to Ice Palace. Also, apparently Yukikaze is making me a liar.
Well, this is just proximity checks. This the plan is still go to Ice Palace.
We haven't seen Hobo.
No, but we probably won't be seeing it from either player because, okay.
I think that was accidental.
That was accidental, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay then. Yukikaze, please switch off flute. Don't do it again.
Raise your hand if you've accidentally used the flute.
All right, here comes after that little mistake from Yukikaze. We will see Ice Palace coming out. This will be the first crystal that will be completed amongst our runners. IBKarma will head over and to get that book.
Which will lead to his silver arrows, too. Now the question is does Ice Palace have anything for us?
We'll see how it pays out. We'll see what happens here, as we see that the first one is not anything of note.
Yep. We of course know this is not in logic because they don't got the flippers.
Yeah, but it is still a completable dungeon nonetheless. We still will need flippers anyway because of Swamp Palace being a crystal.
Wait, where was the silver arrows?
That was on the shovel.
Oh,
We
okay.
saw it from Yukikaze. I called it out too.
I know. I thought it was on Ether tablet. It was the thing.
No. That wasn't it. But we do in the midst of that, Yukikaze does get the icebreaker down. The way that works for those those curious, basically what happens is that when you are extending the door to past its intended spot by blocking yourself with Samaria, and by doing a certain movement through the door while you have a Samaria on top of you, you can pass. You can use that door to get through a wall, because for whatever reason when you're inside a door, the game won't check for walls. I don't know why it does that, but it does.
Yep, it is not as complicated as Renderer makes it sound either.
Internally
There's the
how it works is a little complicated, but in practice it's not. But yeah, we did see Bo come in from oh wow, that's from Spike Cave, and that's kind of rough.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to Spike Cave.
Yukikaze wasn't able to do it just because there wasn't at the time there wasn't a vulnerability item on Yukikaze's side, and the only one that we know of was from Thieves Town. That was Cane of Burna. There is a bottle, but that's out of logic.
No, it wasn't.
What, the bottle?
Yeah, the bottle was in pod.
Well, yes, but I'm saying that isn't there a thing where it's like if you're using a bottle, it's out of if you use a bottle to get through Spike Cave, it's out of logic?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure there's like a specific condition that makes it out of logic. I don't know. I wish I do, but I think it's. But you can't get it with bottles. I believe it's just out of logic. Someone could correct me on this.
Yeah, when you were saying it was the bottle is out of logic, I'm like, they got that in pod though. I think
no. That's not what I meant. But anyway, bottles alone is not logical, right?
Also, Cold Stairs down gave us a compass.
But more importantly, that's the first crystal on the board at just before the hour mark. Yeah, and Tracker Scupula does confirm that the bottles alone is not considered in logic, but if you tie it in with a cape, it is.
Okay. I don't know. I don't understand how that would work, but
the logic itself is kind of weird Logic is a thing that I don't really understand.
I'm just here to commentate, not figure out the logic.
So here's Yukikaze heading into Pendant Thieves Town now. This will result in the Burna, which is needed to get that bow.
Yep. And there's the Burna. I wonder. Actually, I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
IBKarma is heading to has gotten the shovel and may probably will be picking up the silver arrows, but it looks like that's not going to be the case. It's going to be doing an extra check of this desert ledge. We have not, because we haven't seen IBKarma do it, but it looks like it might just be heading into deserts, because desert here, this is desert because we don't have boots or hookshot to get into mire.
Yeah, and I don't think you can bomb jump that gap.
No, the gap is too wide for the bombs to work.
It's as if Nintendo programmed it to be that way.
Well, I think just more just designed it around it, because like at this point in the game, you would have had a hookshot you would have already had hookshot from Swamp, and you would have had Myths from Thieves. You would have just gotten Myths from Thieves Town, and also Ether from the Ether Tablet on top of the mountain to get into mire. So the game pretty much at this point expects you to have the hookshot to do it the intended way.
Very true.
All right, so here comes IBKarma, gonna be heading to the mire area now. This
But he can't. Is he just going to be opening up mire? Because he can't do anything.
Right, and that's what's what I'm curious as to why this is what he's doing. This might be just a case of IBKarma just forgetting that he doesn't have the boots or hookshot, or this might just be him opening it up to. I don't know. I don't know what the idea is. It could just be just him just forgetting, for all I know.
And he's going to 5.
This is the one crystal that he could clear.
It's amazing with how many items we have, how many items we're still needing for go mode.
We're looking at,
because we need the shot, we need the boots, the flippers, both rods, and that's
both rods, hook boots, flippers. Let's go -5.
Also, I missed what that was on Green Pendant turn in, but according to chat, it was boo.
No, it wasn't. It was just bombs.
Oh, oops. Thank you, Scoopula. And blind is down on Yukikaze's side.
So that is pendant number 2 for Yukikaze. Since we now know that we don't need the pedestal, we did see did we see IBKarma check the pedestal? Because if that's the case, then IBKarma might be looking into Eastern as a play, even though this we know it's not going to lead to anything.
Yeah, both of them have checked the ped.
Okay, cool. So both of them know that they don't have to finish out Eastern.
And the blacksmiths hold for us the ice rod.
Ooh. That's still kind of bad because you're doing Smith Chain, and without boots, that becomes quite a long check to do that you don't want to do.
This would be ironic if the boots are right here.
Oh man, it's the boots.
Okay, no burning the witch at the stake tonight, people.
So that means desert is in play. This is kind of this still feels kind of bad because you have to go and do Smith Chain, which not many people would want to do like early on.
Yeah, but sadly, with the items that Yukikaze had, there wasn't much he could do. Though I guess he could have gone up the Spike Cave because he does got the blue cane. We're going to get a look at Bombo's tablet here in just a moment too. You think he'll go complete desert as well, since he can do it now?
Well, yeah, this is a clip of crystal. That's not even a question. It's like so obvious. They're like, yeah, we're gonna be doing this play. But we are seeing IBKarma go and do Helma, and there's the small magic decanter that is in its place for half magic.
Yep, meaning the book was a red herring today. Neither tablet was needed, and the I can't think. And the in desert was not. You didn't need the book to get into desert.
All right, so this will be Yukikaze going to do desert to finish out the rest of the dungeon. Opening up desert as well to, or opening up Maya rather, to link that in once we're done.
Yep, 2 crystals for the price of 1. I was about to say, Yukikaze, you need to go left.
That's definitely a muscle memory thing.
Oh yeah, I know. And Karma is going to skip Armos nights.
Not really a good reason to do it anyway, because well, we know the pedestal's nothing.
Very true. And he's going to get his ice rod and his boots here.
So we're still somewhat close together, although I think right now with IBKarma just kind of following Yukikaze, so far Yukikaze has advantage. Now the only thing that Yukikaze does not have is that bow. That's the only thing that makes this not a complete advantage in the favor of Yukikaze.
Yep. Damage-wise too, if as soon as Yukikaze gets that bow, he's gonna have the bow and silvers. We don't know if Karma's ever gonna go do the shovel spot. So
here comes IBKarma with the ice rod, and then following that up will be the well, here you go. Actually, I went for the boots first. Okay, so he knows that he's got both items. So he knows what to do with it.
Oh no, Karma left the boots behind.
Did he?
Yeah, he didn't do the hammer spot.
I was sworn he actually could have went for it. Yeah, cause he is going for it. Yeah, because he had it because he did it in a different order. He decided just to wait it out and then wait until he's done with the shovel and then just go and leave the chest behind.
Apparently, I blinked. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Renderer.
Yeah. But there's the silvers for IBKarma.
Yep, Yukikaze is definitely going off to do Meyer. Question is if Meyer doesn't have anything, is it Turtle Rock time?
Looks like this is going to be a Meyer play, which is this is more likely. This is more of a better play than Turtle Rock is right now, because it's the one crystal you can do that you won't be left out in.
I know what I mean is like if Meyer doesn't got anything, is it Turtle Rock they go to next?
Well, what else do we have other than Turtle Rock?
I think we still have an item on Armos Knights.
I don't think so. I didn't keep track of the items, so I don't know if IBKarma if there is one remaining item. Hang on, let me check something. By the way, give these runners a follow while I'm checking this. And us, and our crew.
Yes, thank you guys for following us. And there's our one and only shield.
Okay, so yeah, I checked IBKarma's map, or I checked IBKarma's thing. The Armos only has that remaining map. We know it's empty.
Okay, my bad.
So yeah, it's so what is there left to do other than if it's not here? If it's not just but other than Turtle Rock, that's what I'm marking. That's because see, doing Turtle Rock without the fire rod leaves you to the possibility of you just being locked out, and then you just be like, what else is left?
Very true.
That's why I was asking that question in the first place.
I think that was the second item found in Meyer just now.
That was a compass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't think of anything. Was there anything left behind in Pod? There's the second item.
I doubt it because because IBKarma, we did see IBKarma doing it, and I don't think there wasn't anything that lit up over on IBKarma side after the pod flight.
Also, apparently Big Key and Meyer is in its vanilla location today.
We're getting Yukikaze and IBKarma together in this cutscene chest. Check.
Yep, Meyer not having anything.
Well, right. Well, at the moment that big key is just sitting there. I think did we see both items?
Yep, piece of heart, 20 rubies.
Okay, so they're so yeah, that means you have to go up to Turtle Rock next, and if there's nothing else, then what else is there?
Turtle Rock could give us hook shot or flippers, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, that is possible. That is true. I know I'm playing up the whole the thought about I'm playing up the whole thought of oh we could just be locked out because of the lack of fire rod.
Oh wait, it was the shield in 20 rubies because we didn't have a shield going in.
Yeah, we have our only shield that we'll pick up in this particular item pool.
Yukikaze getting that free health refill there at the end.
Well, we need it anyway because we are fighting Vidi here. Although so far Yukikaze took several 2 hits on the eyes, so have to be a little bit careful at finishing out the rest of this fight. Does not want to get hit by them again.
He had me clenching my feet a little bit there at the end.
Alright, the blue potion has been drunk by Yukikaze. It's going to just end the fight on full health here. Does finish this out with this will be finished up soon, and there's Kaze finishing out the fight. The bow was sitting on Spike Cave. To answer a question in the chat.
Hopefully Yukikaze does Spike Cave on his way up to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Again, this is the one thing that's preventing this from being a full advantage in the favor of Yukikaze. Even then, I don't think there even is an advantage other than just a 1 dungeon lead.
Oh, Yukikaze is going to go do Bonk Rocks and Kingstone.
Oh, you have the boots. You pretty much have to do this here.
Yep, makes sense. Also, Karma did Vitreous and killed it with the silver arrows.
Yeah, that's the one difference between Yukikaze and IBKarma is that IBKarma was able to finish the fights with silver arrows, whereas Yukikaze wasn't able to do it with silver arrows.
Yep, looks like Turtle Rock is the play.
I think it has to be Turtle Rock now.
Yep, and Yukikaze just realized it.
I don't think that's more of like a realization kind of motion. It's just more like I'm waiting for this flute to come by. I can just screw around a little bit before before the fairy before the flute comes over, or the duck comes over to pick me up.
Hopefully he does check Spike Cave right now.
I don't think it's in the mind right now for Yukikaze. What he's more concerned about is just going into Turtle Rock.
Yep. It's probably going to be a last location item.
And this would hurt. This hurts really bad for Yukikaze, because there's a pod completion that has yet to be fulfilled. Also, welcome on in the raiders from Zeke Highwinds. Hey Zeke, with a party of 5.
Welcome, guys. It's
Where the
probably
world?
in Mimic Cave.
Where's the fire rod? That's what we want to know.
It's probably in Mimic Cave or Hookshot Cave.
Well, if the keys line up, then that's a possibility. But I think it has to. But I think at this rate, there's like nothing else left. I think the key layout has to line up in the favor of it being able to able to finish the to go through the rest of the dungeon, all the way up to Laser Bridge.
Yep, that being a small key right there means it's got the possibility to.
All right, we have IBKarma finishing up Desert Palace. That's now 3 crystals on the board for IBKarma. Now tying it up with Yukikaze. In the meantime, IBKarma will be going to Ice Palace, just clearing out checks that was done, or clearing out dungeons that can be completed. Now, if Yukikaze does not get the bow here, then I would say IBKarma would have advantage, but it's not a dedicated lead, but it is advantage.
I'd be in agreement with that. Ooh, taking a gamble here.
I don't think. I think Yukikaze are gonna realize this. Has to check this.
Yeah.
This is a muscle. That's definitely a muscle memory. This is definitely a muscle memory thing. And there's the fire.
Oh no, the fire rod. Oh, so deep into the dungeon. What's worse is that means that the big key is back here at the entrance, isn't it?
It is. Because there isn't a key left there isn't a key to keep the chain going.
Oh yeah, because the next door requires the big key.
Yes.
And Yukikaze forgetting for a second that they do not have the hook shot.
Yeah, but is able to recover that because of the little loop that's at the top. That's a really bad spot for the fire rod, and you could tell that was pretty bad just by Yukikaze throwing out a couple slashes on that, because that's like, that's pretty bad.
Yep. For once, though, it's in a logical location.
It is. It's not a good spot by any means.
No, but like usually it's in the it's in Ice Palace, or Vanilla, it's in Skull Woods, in a place very flammable.
Something rule of fire is a thing that I don't really believe in. Something.
I never understood the rule of fire, so I agree with you.
I don't really get why people started doing the rule of fire. It's like, what's the point? It's not even. It's just like a coincidental thing. I guess. Okay. Anyway. Yukikaze now going through the rest of Turtle Rock proper, but that also does mean one thing. Yukikaze might be more inclined to do Skullwoods, as opposed to Spike Cave.
Well, hopefully, Yukikaze finds the hook shot or the cape or something like that.
The cape might push him over to Spike Cave, because you have you have plenty of hearts as well, so I think you still do it in either way, because you have plenty of hearts and you're not at risk of dying, even with the Burmina.
Yeah, this has got to be a small key too here in the big chest, right?
All right, so IBKarma will be dropping down to the cult stair fight. So this will be a fight completed for IBKarma because this we got Tempered Sword. We've had it for a good while in the game. Want to be a little bit careful though, because this we are in one-hit KO range, I think. But that's a fight completed.
Yep, that is crystal number 4.
Yeah, so crystal 4 for IBKarma, and that will bring it up to 4 crystals. But Yukikaze will be on the path to tying that up once again. All right, with this laser bridge check coming your way, IBKarma will flip to 3.
And Trinex holds the last item.
I wonder what IBKarma wants to do. By fluting to 3.
That is a good question. He's going to Skull Woods, which he does not get the fire rod for. So, and
I think this might be I think what this is he's checking this. He's doing this check, and then following. He did the pedestal. So I'm guessing he's just checking this one spot.
he probably hopes it's the fire rod, but of course we know what it is.
It might just be a key for something.
Also, Trinex is going to be down in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, this is doesn't get the double spin, but we'll finish it up right here. Just clean it up there. So yeah, there's Yukikaze finishing up Trinex. And oh, the flippers are right there. That's some dumb logic.
So we needed to go to Turtle Rock, get the fire rod and flippers to logically beat Ice Palace for nothing.
And also, Swamp Palace is now on the table, but can't be completable on account of no hook shot.
Also, Yukikaze is heading to West Death Mountain. I think he's going to Spike Cave.
This is a Spike Cave play for Yukikaze. So this will this is this no mo? Because we're still looking for hook shot.
This is almost go mode essentially.
We're no minus one.
It's gotta be in Swamp. That's where hookshot's gotta be.
Yeah, like but this scene's already been like super messy as just like logically that like, and also the fact that we've been being drip-beat a lot of items.
Wait. They have the 5-6 crystals. Hookshot could be on Fat Fairy.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, I forgot that. Hobo too.
We have not seen this check because neither runner had chosen to do this prior to in any of the flipper checks that they did. So we will be seeing this hobo check coming out right now. Just heart piece.
If that was the hook shot, that was gonna be go mode.
That would also just make it like just a very like kind of, I just say anticlimactic.
I'd agree with that. Yukikaze is going to go ahead and go finish up Pod. Don't blame him there. Because of the placement, the way he did Pod, though, he's got to go all the way to the back to the harmless Hellway to get the big key.
Right. I was gonna say though is that like this would be anticlimactic because like the C would basically just give you, hey, here's hookshot. It's not in like a very like stupid spot like it was before. Like all the other ones I did.
And it's probably going to be vanilla.
I would basically just put a bow tie on what this stupid C was.
Yeah, I would not put it past the C to have vanilla hook shot. If it's in swamp, there's only like a few places it can be in there anyway. Yeah, let's just have the big key also be in its vanilla location in swamp.
We do have knowledge of the items in Skull Woods, I believe.
I think we only have one of the items found.
Do we? Because I haven't been. That's another one I haven't really paid too much attention on. There's the fire rod coming out for IBKarma in the lava chest. Has to run back and get the big key out of the roller room, and then you could do Turtle Rock.
You know, it could have been worse. It could have been on Laser Bridge.
Lumaga, I agree, because like, why is Kefka over at the bunny spread for Kane? Shouldn't it be Golbez? That would make more sense because it is another Final Fantasy IV character.
I've never played that Final Fantasy game, so I only know a bit about this stuff.
So,
and Karma just got a full health refill when he was down to 2 hearts.
So to make it brief, Golbez is for a good chunk of the story the main bad guy. That's until you get to the moon and realize, no, that's not Golbez isn't the main villain. It's just this lunar being that has mind controlled Golbez into doing evil stuff.
Spoilers to those who didn't know that.
It's an old game.
I know, but some people are still shocked by the fact that the priest in Sanctuary dies in the vanilla game.
Okay, so Yukikaze will be heading to the back of Pod now to finish up, to go ahead and finish up Helma. IBKarma is on the path to finish up Trinex. Slowly to Flippers.
Yep, Turtle Rock definitely turned out to be the play. A very frustrating play at that, too. This, though, has been an oddly very healthy seed today, though.
It had we've had some health. We've had no problem with health. That's a good thing.
Yeah, especially as we're on green mail the whole game. And we know with the silver arrows, Ganon's gonna basically be a joke.
Oh yeah. Alright, so here's Yukikaze gonna be fighting Helmasaur King. IBKarma about to head to the Turtle Rock Dark Maze to that will be the last thing that IBKarma will definitely do before going to Laser Bridge and going to see Trinex. Now at the moment, Yukikaze should have advantage Because after this, this will be swamp or skull.
No, Yukikaze is going to probably do the big bomb before they do Skullwood or Swamp.
You've got to just go for your crystal dungeons. Then you can worry about the bomb. Right? Yeah, because Yukikaze is fluid now. It could it could be all right. You went to 5 for the green pendant, which is fine. We know it's nothing.
Yep.
But
those who don't know, it was 3 bombs.
Yeah, so Yukikaze will find out this information.
Okay, Yukikaze, you should have dropped at least 2 of the bombs on him for that.
Probably not. So we're gonna see Yukikaze going into 4. So this is going to be, what is this play going to be?
Highly Island, I think.
A Highly Island check. Okay, that's fine. All right, what now? Going to 3. This is gonna be a Skullwoods play. Yeah. So I think that's kind of what I was kind of anticipating, was that you could just go for your crystals first, and then you do and you do what you have, what your one crystal that you can do right now, which is Skull, and then worry about bomb, worry about like swamp at the bomb.
Oh no, I'm in agreement with doing the swamp before the bomb. I'm just saying I'd do the swamp. I do the bomb before swamp.
Honestly, so the bomb before the swamp, it's more of just a guarantee, just to verify if you have hookshot before you go into the swamp, which in that mind would make sense. But if it doesn't have it, then you're just kind of wasted a little bit of time. You're kind of already just displaced from swamp, that you have to do another mirror to get back.
Now let's see what Karma is going to do. Where are you going, dude? They're going to do Hookshot Caves first check.
So I believe we haven't seen this one yet. Oh, so we did see it from Yukikaze.
Nope, we haven't. And this could be the Hookshot.
If it's here, that's actually kind of amusing.
I've never seen it, but I have heard it. It's a possible thing.
It is a thing I've seen before. It just bombs.
Yep. It's like a 1 in a billion shot.
I wouldn't say a 1 in a billion, but I have seen it before. I have seen it before, and it is pretty funny when it comes up.
I've seen it before too. It's happened in a seed of my own. I'm just saying, like, it's extremely rare.
I mean, if we're saying extremely,
there's the second item, the swamp.
We'll debate about this later. But more importantly, we have Skullwoods completed for Yukikaze. IBKarma will be also heading to Skullwoods again, just kind of following Yukikaze, Yukikaze's footsteps. Because it's throughout this entire race, it just seems like Yukikaze is always ahead of has been ahead of IBKarma, especially in situations even before the bow came out. And not the checks that IBKarma has yet. From what we see, there isn't a whole lot of outs that IBKarma could do to kind of wrestle the lead back, or wrestle the lead or advantage back. So here's IBKarma going to go for the bomb, the big bomb, which I guess now looking at it, this is reasonable because you did kill Aga, and you could just mirror out in front. Or are we not doing that? Oh.
That's what I was wondering. Like, Yuki, it was faster to go the other way.
I don't understand why Yukikaze is doing this, because it's cool to do the bomb dupe here, but but yeah, it is faster just to just you didn't have to spend like 2 screens to go there.
Yep. Okay, time to find out if this is paying off.
All right, so this has heart piece and a heart container, so we're gonna have to go to the swamp here.
Yep, swamp hookshot is in its vanilla dungeon.
I think if for IBKarma to save a bit of time, is that IBKarma would have to go to swamp and not worry about the bomb.
Lumaga, such language. Also agreed. I know. I'm hoping it's going to be vanilla for the big key and for hookshot.
All right, let's see what IBKarma wants to do. Now knowing that there's only 2 items, there's only 2 possible spots left.
Unless we're not thinking of something, but I can't think of anything else anywhere else the hookshot would be now.
It has to be here. All right, we're seeing IBKarma gonna go in for the big bomb. Okay, so there hasn't been divergent. There is no change in the divergence. Yukikaze will still have a little bit of a bit of a lead over IBKarma. Okay. Now to bring you up to speed for those who have joined in just now. Currently, Yukikaze is sitting at 1-0 in the group stage, while IBKarma is sitting at 0-2. IBKarma needs to have a win to I believe stay alive in the tournament, or at least still be in the running. It is very precarious right now for IBKarma. 3-3, going even on 3-3, it's enough to do tiebreakers. But we'll have to see when that comes up.
Also, we're on 17 hearts now.
For Yukikaze, this will further better his chances to make it out of the group stage and into the single elimination bracket.
Okay, big key is going to be left side. So hookshot is either going to be in left side swamp or it's going to be in the vanilla location.
So IBKarma so we're gonna see IBKarma heading into swamp now. This currently at 6 it's currently at 6 crystals because of the skull woods completion. I think for this race to become a little bit more closer, a divergence in GT routing would have to be in order.
Oh, Karma's still not done skull? He went straight to the bomb shop?
No, he finished. I finished Skull Woods.
Thank you to our tracker, by the way. Without him, we'd be kind of lost.
No, yeah, I said he finished up Skull Woods. It wasn't marked on the tracker. That's why I actually have both runner streams up just so I can to double check. But yeah, give our crew a follow, as well as giving our runners a follow, because they're putting in the race and they're putting in a race here, despite the fact that the seed is not very good.
First check left side. There's the hook shot. We're in go mode.
So that's go mode at 1:43:48. Yeah, you have to go left side swamp here. This seed is just not very good. To put it lightly, that's not very good.
Now watch the big key be locked in the big chest.
Probably is, but we won't. But we don't really care that enough to really know. We're just gonna be heading to the boss. We're probably not checking any more chests going forward. We've got 17 hearts to play with. We've got our maximum equipment. Well, save for the blue mail, but
Wait, I thought there was no mail in the hard.
there's blue mail. The modified pool has blue mail.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't see either of our runners going out of their way for the blue mail. Maybe if... Oh, Scoop's saying there isn't mail in this.
Is there not? Oh no, there. Okay, so there is. I thought he told me that there. I thought he told me like before the race there was mail.
Yeah, apparently no mail in turning open.
Scorpio, like, what? Why would you? I thought he said no. In my mind, I thought he said he did. I must have misheard that. I don't know.
Yeah, so we're at our full equipment.
So yeah, we are on full equipment. Don't mind the bear that does not know what he's talking about. Just trust me, I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been the whole like 1 hour like 56 minutes or 46 minutes. I've had no idea what I'm talking about. all right. Jokes aside, we got a game to play. Put a number between 1 and 22 where you think the big key might be, and if you're the first one to get it exactly or the closest one to it above or below, then good on you. I don't do Price is Right rules. I guess why I do above or below.
Yeah, but if it was me running the race, then it would be Price is Right rules. But Renderer started us off.
Yeah, I'm the one who I'm going by what's effectively Sash Robot rules because the way that because a little history lesson. Sash Robot not only was it's a bot for race time, but also a Twitch bot. Not died. I believe that died. I believe during the 2021 tournament. I believe, but that there was a thing that was being used to make it so that the guessing game is the first one to get it exactly, or the first one to get it the closest above or below. And that was just because I say it like that because I was supposed to break ties. So like if the number was like 4 and one person guessed 3 and one guessed 5, but another person guessed 3 before the 5 for the other 3, then the person who guessed 3 first would have gotten it.
Okay, stop your guesses now.
Alright, so we'll start with numbers 1 and 2 for Hope Rune. Big key, number 1. Number 2 is the big key. And Zerubian is the one with 7. So.
Congrats, Zerubian. You're the only one even remotely close to it.
Yeah, like there was like very little that was like heading towards like there was like no one was like heading towards like the low singles. So and at this rate, I believe this is just Yukikaze's race to lose. For IBKarma, the big key would have had to have been very close, like been farther away, compared to like being close by. This means that should Yukikaze finish this race, He'll go up to 2-0, and IBKarma will be going down to 0-3, and that would mean IBKarma would have to win out the rest of his races in order to at least get into tiebreakers. Yeah, at the minimum tiebreakers. Yeah, like so, so yeah, this is basically just Yukikaze's race to lose. It would have been closer, in a different spot, but I mean, I already said it anyway, so. Alright, Yukikaze about to finish up this Lamo 2 fight. IBKarma now entering GT. So we're seeing a left play, IBKarma going to the left. Now, for IBKarma's sake, is hopefully is going to be a DM route, and not just full left. Alright, we are switching to mirror. Okay, yeah. So this is a DM route. So this does lose in time, but even then, it's Yukikaze. That's more time towards Yukikaze as opposed to IBKarma. And even then, Yukikaze has a whole GT climb ahead of IBKarma. So even if, like, let's say Yukikaze dies like 1 or 2 times to Ganon, he still has a lead over IBKarma.
Yep, he would have to take a lot of deaths to Ganon.
And just for the heck of it, Yukikaze is gonna fluff. So nice fluff.
I think that was a double.
That for sure was double. So it looks like that was a 2-2-1-1. Because it looked like with that triple, that Aga got hit twice on the same frame, so it counts as a single hit as opposed to just separate hits.
Stupid iframes.
I don't even think it's an iframe thing. It just I don't know really. But what we do know is that we are the Ganon fight. Alright, so we're now in phase 3 of the Ganon fight. IBKarma is now on the first set of torch rooms, and Yukikaze is now onto phase 4 as we speak. Nailing down silvers. Doesn't need to worry about the torch glitch here. In a good position to get triples here. Looks like almost hit for doubles, but that was enough to take down Ganon. So GG's out to Yukikaze. And I'll get an official race.GG time for you in just a second. Yukikaze will be finishing first. Will actually win the race with an official race.GG time of 1:54.15. Me saying first on the restream. Commence ranting about how the sea was mean to you. How appropriate.
Yeah, that's the one time the Triforce is correct. Also, welcome Yukikaze GG.
Commence ranting about how the sea was mean to you.
I was laughing when I saw that message. I have so many things I could say about that seed.
I'll say what's on your mind then.
I have serious trust issues after that one, for sure. All the little things. Like, it's tempting to go in the dungeon and take a chance, but like, if you go up to Turtle Rock and you don't find the rod, I felt like there was too many things to go, well, to do still. That if I go up the mountain and I don't find anything to continue there, then I'm losing a lot of time.
Right.
Same thing for the hook shot. I was like, okay, well, there's a couple check left. Should I bother doing them or hope it's in swamp? I doubt myself, and I decided to do all the other stuff first.
And like this scene was just not the like this was simply just not good. Like
the only good thing was the big key and hope room.
That was
smoking
it.
Next to it, yep.
Yeah, that was it. Straight up, that was it. That's the only thing that was actually good about it. So, like the logic, and also like the logic for getting into ice and swamp was just so messy because you had to get your mitts and you had to get your mitts and bombos and or ether and Samaria to get the fire out of lava room to get the lava chest to get over to finish up Trinex, and yeah,
Get those flippers, yeah. I don't remember where all the ether and bamboos were, but
yeah. All right, get your GGs out for IBKarma. We'll be finishing this out. So I'll get the official race on the GT time for you. Just a minute. IBKarma will be finishing with a official race on the GT time of 1:57:32, and IBKarma has elected to sit out on the interview, which is understandable. This was just bad. Just this bad.
Yeah, it was bad to run, but it was fun to watch.
I'm glad you got a good show out of it.
Yeah. Actually, I might actually just want to just dip here because I've got class tomorrow, so it was fun while it lasted, but I've got real life to deal with. Size are more important, so yeah.
Totally understandable.
Yeah. All right, so I'm out. You can take the rest. You can take the rest from here, Nira.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
But yeah, besides the show itself or the race itself, what did you think?
Well, I was a little scared when I saw that it was open hard for the mode because for some reason I Well, most of the time I feel like I'm doing worse in the the simpler modes. I always end up like full clearing, even if you don't really need to.
Yeah,
So
well, I can kind of see the want to, because when you're trying to find that one item that will give you an idea of what you're supposed to do, you're kind of desperate, especially as this seed didn't give you a lot of options.
yeah, I guess if you were a little more aggressive, I think that one will have been faster. But if you play more conservative, like, yeah, it's one of the worst.
Now, besides that, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that's it. I'm still glad I'm 2-0 right now in the Challenge Cup, so I'll try my best in the other 4 matches.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we don't have anything else to add. Have a good night, everyone.